What's going on YouTube? Super Insane 18 here, and today is the first day of the new format, so I figured I would bring you guys a little bit of a deck profile for Tri-Brigade, but it's not just Tri-Brigade, it is going to be Lunalight Tri-Brigade because the list did give us back Lunalight Tiger, and it's actually kind of insane, so let's show you guys what we've got. So, kicking things off with the Tri-Brigade engine, we are playing 3 copies of Fractal. I mean, that's just pretty obvious. We're only playing 2 copies of Nerval. I wanted to bump it to 3, but you really just don't need 3 in this deck. You are doing a lot more with the Lunalights than you actually are with the Tri-Brigade, so you really don't need the Tri-Brigade package as much as you used to. We are playing double Karis. Now, I know that a lot of people only play the Karis at 1. I think that because the Lunalights are all part of the Tri-Beast types, we can get away with playing 2, because if we see it, it's really not as bad anymore. We will have the materials in hand to ditch to be able to summon it. And lastly, we have 1 copy of Kit. We really don't need more than 1 since we have such a small Tri-Brigade package. There isn't really much that we're going to have to continue to send, so the 1 is more than enough. Moving into the Lunalights, we have 3 copies of Kaleidochick. Now, Kaleidochick is actually insane. For those of you that don't know, the effect that sends a card from the deck to the grave sends as cost because the actual effect is that it becomes that card for fusion purposes. So we are able to essentially play around cards like Ash Blossom or Effect Veiler or Imperm because no matter what, cost has to be paid before your opponent can respond. So you'll use the Kaleidochick, send your monster as cost, and then if they want to be stupid enough to negate it, go ahead and let them. You've already did what you needed to do, and that is send the card from deck to grave. The card that we are typically going to be sending first is the 2 copies of Yellow Marten. Now, Yellow Marten will not get its effect if pitched off Kaleidochick because it has to be sent by card effect, and cost is not considered card effect, but that doesn't matter. We're more so worried about the graveyard effect where it can return a card to summon itself from graveyard, and that is really the important part here. We are playing the 1 copy of Emerald Bird. We do get multiple Kaleidochick sends in a single turn, so sending the Emerald Bird as your second send is typically the go-to play. But also, if you open it and another Lunalight card, you can summon it, use it to draw, or if you summon it back from grave with something like Perfume, you can use it to draw, and it's just a little bit of an extender. Plus, if it goes to the graveyard by a card effect, it special summons another one from your grave, so just overall worth playing. And the last Lunalight card that we have is going to be Lunalight Tiger. Now, this card is nuts, guys. Let me just tell you that this is not a hard once per turn, which is why it was banned in the first place. So you activate it, you reborn your Marten, you put the Marten back in the grave, whether you're linking or XYZing, doesn't matter. Marten will return the Tiger to summon itself back, then you can activate Tiger again, summon another Lunalight from your grave, and you can just keep looping that, and it's actually just crazy. This is why the card got banned. I would not be surprised if it gets banned again, just because of the boards that this deck can make. Not just this deck, but anything that wants to abuse this Lunalight engine in general. I think that Tiger coming back, personally, was a mistake, but it's here, and I love it, so I'm gonna abuse it. Moving on, we have the 1 copy of Raider's Wing. This is a really good search target off of Force Tricks, which we do play in the extra deck. It's essentially just a free summon, and you can summon it back on later turns from your graveyard, the same way that you would summon it from your hand, because you just have to detach from a Dark XYZ, and it's really just a good extender. And then we have 1 copy of Blackwing Zephyros the Elite and 1 copy of Chris the Crack of Dawn. Now, this is something that we will be summoning off of the Raid Raptor Link monster. This is how we can use our Tiger multiple times, because one time we'll return it with the Marten, another time we'll return it with the Zephyros, and this is just a free extender that we search during the combo to summon since we will have Zephyros on the field. So just a little bit of a small engine for extension purposes. These 2 are kind of bricks if you open them. I mean, they're not really bricks, you would search them anyway, so you can just use your searches on other things. But, I mean, these are the 2 that you want to search from deck. This is going to be summoned from deck, but if you open this, you can always pitch it off of the Karis and still use it from grave the same way you would normally. Onto the spells. For one-ofs, we have 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Fire Formation Tenki, which we actually searched during our main combo, 1 copy of Foolish Burial, and 1 copy of Rank Up Magic Soul Shave Force. Now, this card is really cool because it lets us make Cyber Dragon Infinity in this deck, which I will show you guys in the combo video that I am going to be putting out on Wednesday. We have 3 copies of Foolish Burial Goods. This card is just a really good extender for the Lunalight stuff. The Lunalight Perfume and the Serenade Dance want to be engraved because they banish themselves from graveyard to activate additional effects. So being able to open up the Foolish Burial Goods if you don't have the other cards that you need, those will allow you to get into what you need, and overall it's just a really good engine. Then we have 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet. If you noticed in the monster count, we have no hand traps, and that's because I would rather just play board breaking cards. The Brave Engine is a thing, unfortunately, and that kind of renders hand traps a little bit bad, so I'd rather you set up your board and just let me break it, which is why we're also playing 3 copies of Dark Ruler. No more. Again, no hand traps, we just want to break an already established board. If we go second, we don't care what you set up between Droplets and Dark Ruler, we should be able to get out of it. Then we have 3 copies of Lunalight Perfume. Now, this card is also just an absolutely crazy card. It is not once per turn, it is a monster reborn for Lunalight cards, and even better, when it's in the graveyard, you can banish it and discard a card to then add any Lunalight from your deck to your hand. So it essentially it essentially acts as a second, third, and fourth copy of Lunalight Tiger, because if you don't open the Tiger but you open the Kaleido Chick and this, you can normal the Kaleido Chick, send your Martin, do whatever, reborn the Martin, and then banish this, discard something, and add the Tiger, and then you're just pretty much in your full combo anyway. So definitely really good card, definitely broken that it's not once per turn. But then we also have 3 copies of Triple Tactics Talent. This is just because I think people are still going to be playing hand traps just because the Brave Engine is out. Doesn't mean everybody's going to give up on them like I have, but I do want to be able to draw into more pieces if they stop me. So I think Triple Tactics is definitely just very good in the deck. And then we are playing 3 traps. That is Lunalight Serenade Dance. Like I said, this banishes itself from graveyard. You then discard a card and summon any Lunalight from your deck, so it's a little bit of an extender. Plus, if you have cards like Nerval or Zephyros or just things that you want in your graveyard, you can go ahead and pitch them and it gets you where you need to go. The 1 copy of Tri-Brigade Revolt, it is only going to be at 1 since we do search it off of the Bearbrum. I really wanted to play it at 2, but I just really couldn't justify it since it is searchable, but really good card. And then our last card is part of that board breaking mentality that I have, which is the Red Reboot. I expect Eldritch to see a lot of resurgence because Skill Drain is at 3 with this list, so between the Droplets, the Dark Rulers, and the Red Reboot, I think that's really all you need if you are going second in this deck, and that is going to be the main. Let's show you guys the extra. Alright guys, so the extra deck's going to look a little strange because there are a lot of XYZs in it, and that is due to the Lunalight engine being able to just spam out rank 4s left and right. So let's show you guys what we've got. We are playing 1 copy of Abyss Dweller, 1 copy of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King. This is how we search our Tenki in our combo. It's actually really cool. And then we also have 1 copy of Time Thief Redoer. Now, this is really a flex spot. This can be anything, but personally, I like the Redoer because the detach for the Redoer isn't cost. Meaning if you have the Martin under this, you can detach the Martin and be able to send your Serenade Dance from deck. Or if you have like the Emerald Bird under it, you can detach the Emerald Bird, be able to resummon out a any of your Lunalights, and it just acts as kind of further extension. Plus, being able to just yank a card off the top of their deck is really cool, and I've seen it just completely ruin people's combos by yanking one-ofs or doing something really just stupid and hilarious, but really it's a flex spot. You can replace it with whatever you want. Then we are playing 2 copies of Raid Raptor Forstrix. This is crucial to the combo, being able to search the Raider's Wing and then the Chris when you have the Zephyros on field. And not only that, because we are playing this and the Raid Raptor Link, we are able to make Cyber Dragon Infinity off of that Soul Shave Force that I showed you guys. So we definitely want to make sure that we have multiples of these. Moving on to our links, we are playing 1 copy of Ancient Warriors Oath Double Dragon Lords. Still just a very good card for Tri-Brigades. We are playing 1 copy of the Y-Strix, an incredible card, summons the Zephyros from your deck, and then when you make your second Forstrix, this will allow you to set the Shave Force from your deck, activating it and getting you the Cyber Dragon Infinity, so just really good. We are playing Access Code Talker and Appaloosa as our generic Link 4s. The Appaloosa we actually end our combo on, usually off anywhere from 3 to 4. Very rarely do we only have 2 materials for the Appaloosa, but it's just definitely very good to add additional interruptions on our end board. And then the Access Code is obviously just to go for game in later turns. Onto the actual Tri-Brigades. We are playing 1 copy of Bearbrum and 1 copy of Ferrijit. The Bearbrum is what lets us search for that Revolt, so we don't really need to play more than 1, and the Ferrijit is crucial to the combo, being able to just special summon another Beast Warrior from our deck. We do play the 1 copy of Rugal. We just need a Link 3, and this is one of the better ones to make. You could maybe replace this with something like Doom Eagle, but I think having the Tri-Brigade name is a little bit better. And then rounding things off, we have the 2 copies of Shureg, the Ominous Omen. You don't need it at 3, but this card is kind of crazy because if you need to on your turn 1, you can actually summon it and link it into the Friedrich, and because it was summoned, you'll have 4 in the banish, meaning that this will be able to search you a card like Lunalight Tiger if you really don't have another way to get to it. So it's a little bit insane, a little bit crazy. It depends on the hand that you make, but I definitely think it's really cool to just be able to search Tiger off of this card. Now, lately at the end of these deck profiles, I've been showing you guys a combo to show you the strength of the deck, but in full transparency, I am making a full dedicated combo tutorial for this deck coming out on Wednesday of this week, so I didn't want to give you guys a combo here when I'm going to bring you a full tutorial in the next couple of days. So you guys know the deal. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and maybe consider supporting me on Patreon, because for just $1, you can support the channel in a way that I would never be able to tell you how much I fully appreciate. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.